Hello and welcome everybody to this week's episode of the Weeb Weekly. We got a pretty special episode this week considering we actually filmed one yesterday. That was our first ever Patreon episode. So if you guys are interested in hearing a little bit more of our voice, you can check out our Patreon. We had an incredible episode talking Star Wars Visions with Dark Choco and Mesa Windu. Josh, we've had him on the show already. It was 3 hours and 7 minutes. We went full dive. It was incredible. Jose, I know you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, and I'm definitely feeling the effects of it because those 3 hours definitely hit me like a truck, especially right before going to sleep. But I'm excited today because we have a solid slate, even if it is just a quickie. Mizu, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I've been really thinking about all the things we talked about with Star Wars Visions yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I guess we can talk about Star Wars Visions to open it up, since it was probably the biggest thing that we saw in last week's slate of content. Obviously, guys, for a more deep dive into Star Wars, like I said, go ahead and check out our Patreon, the Weeb Weekly Patreon. There's 3 tiers, $5, $10, and $15. Those tiers, just joining gives you access to our episodes ad-free, also gives you access to our interviews, also gives you access for the $10 and $15, or tuning and jonings, to monthly Discord calls with us, kind of an AMA and a voice call, and $5 a month gives you access to our Weeb Weekly Discord. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you definitely check it out. But to open up with Star Wars Visions, I mean, we're looking at what I'd say is probably one of the more important, I'd say it's a launching point for a lot of larger companies to start looking at. We've already seen in the aftermath of Star Wars Vision's success that we're getting a cyberpunk anime. And so I think the impact of what we're seeing with Star Wars Vision's accomplishing is massive. And I do you guys think I'm overstating it?
No, I think you're hitting it spot on. Also, the I just realized that this could also be a stepping point for Disney as a whole, for more like high quality, high effort animations, because obviously we do have What If, and we have other shows in the docket, but there's been rumors that there's already like season 2 and 3 of What If already ready to go. So like there's like this opens the door for anime, but it also reinforces the fact that animation is a priority, right, for these big companies, because we've seen Netflix make a big push, we've seen DC make a big push, and we've also seen now Disney make a big push into embracing animation a little bit more high quality and high budget animation, which I'm very excited for. Mizu, what did you think?
I definitely stand by your statement with that. I feel like people are realizing that anime is not just a genre, it is a medium, that can be told for different stories. So I love the fact that Disney in particular is stepping into the anime genre, or at least, dipping their toes in it a little bit to see what they could do, even though it was just a little, you can say a test run to see if people would like it, and a lot of people do like it. So hopefully we get to see more of that, and they going on with What If, we can get more What Ifs from Marvel, or maybe Marvel anime or any other types of anime sponsored behind Disney.
Yeah, I forgot to say this in the Patreon episode, but I'm hard pressed to say that Star Wars Visions was anything but a kink fair. It was like hey, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna see like what I enjoy, and you come out of it learning a little bit about yourself. You're like, hey, I didn't know I was gonna be into black and white, stylized animation, but now I know that I am, and now maybe I can look into the studio that animated this. We all had vastly differing ideas on what was our favorite episode. Mine was La Pinocho. Jose, yours was The Ninth Jedi, correct?
Yeah.
And then Mizu, yours was
The Duel.
Yeah, so we all went wildly different directions, all of which I think are very indicative to who we are as people. So it was a lot of fun. People, I don't know. Did you guys see anything like really about it? Like I've seen some people love it. I've seen some people hate it. Have you guys seen any reactions on the internet?
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter. Twitter is a different animal, to say the least.
Yeah, it's cesspool.
But at least TikTok and Instagram have had like mixed to positive reviews. I've barely seen anything that's been like this is ass, like all the way through. There's always a consensus that there's 2 or 3 episodes that are extremely good or appealing to a certain type of viewer, and the others are either okay or they could have been better. Like there's not, I don't think there's a single one that I've seen that it's like, oh my god, this was so not worth it, and why did Disney do this? And I think we covered this perfectly in the podcast yesterday, which you should definitely check out in its entirety. That like the people that said that this would basically destroy Star Wars and like, why are you mixing my Star Wars with anime? You took a big fat L, because it's a great it was a great experiment, quote unquote, that yielded a varied storyline that everybody could enjoy. What about you, Mizu? What did you see?
Weirdly enough, I haven't seen any like negative like reviews about it or anything.
Way to
negative.
manifest.
So so when you guys say that there were people who didn't like it and stuff, like I personally haven't seen it yet, but I have seen people who either liked it or thought it was fantastic. Like either liked, like it's cool, like I give it a solid 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and then you got people who are just like, oh yeah, this is fantastic, this piece that happened changed the game type stuff. But I haven't seen anybody say anything negative so far, at least for me.
Yeah, no, I've seen like I'm probably closer to what Jose was talking about, talking like some people like me adore it and are praising it like left, right, and center, and then there's some people who are like, yeah, it was okay. But like we said, guys, for more detailed kind of talking points about Star Wars, go ahead and pop over to the Patreon. We just shot the shit with Josh and Darth Choco for 3 hours. It was awesome. We were all super into it. A lot of good laughs. So if you love the sound of this podcast, you love what we're doing, go ahead and listen to that. But Jose, you kind of brought us into our second conversation here. A little bit earlier, you were talking about how we already have a season 2 and season 3 lined out for What If already.
Yep, that is what is coming down the rumor mill. We already knew we already knew that season 2 was coming. Like that I think that much was confirmed by Marvel. But season 3 was something that like has taken people off guard, or not off guard, but by surprise, because it's like, okay, you're thinking that far ahead. And what if you've seen our other episodes or heard them, you know that we've been very speculative on like how Disney could handle its Disney Plus shows, right? And this is the perfect opportunity to make a whole anthology of what if scenarios that they could potentially extend forever, right? And could serve as a setup for future projects. Because right now, the main deal is in our I would say consensus is the setup of the Watcher, right? The setting up the Watcher for his MCU reveal and what that could mean on a cosmic scale. They could do the same thing once the Eternals, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four get here, and you could set up like the advent of Galactus. You could set up the advent of Null. Like you could do literally anything with this show. And I thought I think having 3 seasons is great to get the hype up for more cosmic level projects, I would say. What about you, Mizu?
Yeah. Oh, definitely facts. There is an infinite amount of content they can do. Like you said,
any decision ever.
Yep.
Exactly. So to be honest, like it's a good setup in a way that, for example, when you go see a Marvel movie now, and if they do continue it on more than a season 3, now people are looking forward to like, I wonder what the what if episode is going to be like. Now I'm sitting here right now being like,
that's interesting, actually.
Exactly.
I hadn't thought of that.
You're wondering, what would a Shang-Chi what if look like? Like, what if his dad did? What if Wenwu did get access to Talo during that time, or what if Shang-Chi never left and he followed his father's wishes and stuff like that?
I was gonna say, like what if Shang-Chi's father had won that fight against his mother, or like what if his mother had like not been as like willing to like toy with him, something like that, or what if they hadn't stopped the massive dragon thing getting out. Like there's a lot that's crazy. I didn't think of that. Like now essentially any Marvel content that we were receiving, I'm going to look at it like scrutinizingly and be like, what are the divergent points here? Like what is a big enough and important enough situation and in decision that we could eventually see a branching timeline for it? That's crazy. Also, Loki plays into that. Obviously, like multiverses have kind of been the focus of our fourth like cycle here of Marvel. But so to get deeper into, the specifics of it all, it's Monday now, but the episode came out Wednesday. This episode was, in my opinion, meh.
Okay. I see it. I mean, I think this was a good transition episode, right? So we talked about that yesterday for Star Wars. I think this one was also good because it introduced a fun scenario that gave us. It gave me very much Ferris Bueller vibes. So like
I guess, yeah.
yes, because like we're covering Party Thor. He's a mama's boy. He's literally coming into. I mean, he's wooing Natalie Portman's character, and she's down bad for Mr. Thor. He literally,
I mean, I would be too. I can't say I entirely blame her.
Fair, but if you think about it, like Thor being an only child leads to every single like major franchise in Star Wars hanging out with like the Party Boy Supreme. It's ridiculous. Like he's fixed the war with the Jotunheim because Loki is now a frost giant.
He's the ice bro.
Yeah, he's the ice bro. You have everybody from Thor Ragnarok. So you have the Collector's brother, the Grandmaster, and you have all the people that like are basically gladiators. They're all chilling on Earth. So like I feel like this was a very much like a how far can we push the envelope in terms of this is so ridiculous that it's so fun, but that's what it is. It's a fun episode. It's not meant to be like super serious, except obviously the setup at the end. What did you think about the episode, Mizu?
I definitely agree with you with that, Jose, with the whole the tone and seriousness. Like, who said that every what if had to end badly or had to be super catastrophic? Well, what if can have a good ending to it or something different? And I definitely love this episode for how funny, and I would go so far to say Looney Tune-esque moments that happened. That whole moment when Thor and Captain Marvel were really scrapping, and she punched them all the way to Europe, and then he punched
you could
her
see
all
the
the way
countries,
down to the US.
Yeah.
So
that was crazy.
That was cool.
So actually, it raises. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and I was going to say that I think the other part of me but the history buff within me was terrified because all the things that they were doing, destroying human history, like when they did the Stonehenge, I was like, or when they did to St. Louis, they took
St. Louis Arch.
Yeah, bro, the Big Ben.
He fixed the leaning power. He fixed the leaning tower of Pisa, thinking they had fucked it up.
Yes, I thought I was just sitting here like, what on earth, y'all gotta fix this shit now.
Yeah, that it was a funny moment that when Captain Marvel and Thor are fighting at Stonehenge, and she's like, "Stop! Those are." Well, we don't know what those are. And I was like, it's kind of funny that even in the universe like where there's like actual gods like fighting each other, it's like we still don't know what the fuck's going on with Stonehenge. So there was those Looney Tune-esque moments. Kind of raises the question: who do you think would win in a fight between Captain Marvel and Thor?
I mean, this version of Thor, Captain Marvel was definitely holding back. Like, there is no... she was definitely not at full power fighting him. And she even says so, like, I mean, there's casualties that could have happened if we went all out. And even if I take him to Siberia, like, destroying... Like, it would have only ended destroying the planet. So, not sure which one would have... how it would have basically played out that way, but...
Thor probably is on the ropes in this one.
Yeah, especially that version. So like not Stormbreaker Thor, like just like base Thor 1.
Thor.
Nah.
Yeah. Who just drinks all day. Yeah. Also, like they were like fire the nukes, but like it's not like nukes would have affected Thor either. Oh. He's flown into the center of suns. Like why is it always America? Like they're just like, let's just get the nukes out immediately. And it's like every time you nuke something, you make it stronger, God damn it. How have we not learned?
They didn't learn from Godzilla. We didn't learn from Godzilla, bro.
They haven't learned from Godzilla. They didn't learn from Independence Day. The only time a nuke has ever worked has been Armageddon, and that's only because Bruce Willis dug it into the goddamn comet. All right. God, that's a great movie.
So
we should do a covering of Armageddon sometimes because they're like, do you know how hard it is to be a deep oil dweller? It's easier to teach deep oil dwellers to be an astronaut than it is the other way around. It's so fucking stupid. So great. But yes, it was a really fun episode. I mean, I obviously enjoyed myself. But you said setup. Like we are like next week, are we gonna get a continuation of this story?
No. So if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert, but I mean you're two days away from the next one. I mean, whatever. So episode 8 is coming up in 2 days. And at the end of episode 7, which is Party Thor, we see Ultron / Vision come into the scene, right? When we think it's gonna be like a happy ending episode, and Ultron joins the scene with all 6 Infinity Stones. However,
which were all in the Infinity Gauntlet at Thor's palace in the beginning of the episode.
And but I think they were still making a reference to like that, the fact that one is fake. So because like for example, like in Thor Ragnarok, the Hela walks across Odin's throne room and she pushes away the Infinity Gauntlet, like saying like that one's fake. Like she knows that those are not. Well,
it could just be another dimension's Infinity Gauntlet as well. Yeah,
true, but that's what I was gonna get to, right? So when we get that reveal, even the Watcher is caught off guard. He's like, "Wait, what the hell? Like, wait, what?" Like he did not expect. Ultron.
I didn't see the Watcher's reaction. Was it just in the background?
Yeah. So like at the end, when Thor's walking away, he's like, yes, like one choice could change even the mightiest person into like a wholesome fighter. And then like as the shot pans to the Watcher, he's like, wait, what? And when we look into Thor's point of view, it's literally Vision making his entrance with the invasion. So he was not aware that this was going to happen. This is something completely different, which is cool because we know that the Watcher is supposed to be cosmically aware of everything that's going to happen. And this version, he's supposed to. He's supposed to.
So he was aware of Doctor Strange deleting his entire universe then.
Yeah. Yeah, he was aware that like that would like he audibly said like if he goes down this path, this is going to happen. I could warn him. I could intervene, but like it's not worth sacrificing the future of all other universes. So in this case, him not knowing that Ultron was going to show up is a big deal because we haven't seen that thus far. Mizu, what did you think of the ending of the episode and the setup for the new one?
I definitely like it because it's the Ultron setup is a what if in itself, pretty much that, and back in the Avengers Age of Ultron, Ultron would create a Vision for the sole purpose of making himself a whole new body. So, but then of course, Thor, Iron Man, all of them intervened and they turned that body into Vision, Jarvis uploaded and all that stuff into Vision. But now it's like, what if he succeeded? Pretty much like, what if he got there in time and he was able to take the body and now he's able to do what he wanted to achieve and I guess, and it seems like he not only achieved that, but it seems like he overdid it and now he has we saw Infinity Stones embedded in the armor
in the suit
that he was wearing. So it's interesting. I wonder how they're gonna do that with I don't know if it's the same reality, that Party Thor, that's the Party Thor's version of his
right.
But or is it from an alternate universe? Because if it is from an alternate universe, it would. But at the same time, I think it'll be weird because Infinity Stones in the comics don't work like that. Because in
second you go to a different dimension,
exactly. Your Infinity Stones only work in your universe. As soon as you go to an opposite or different universe, they're useless.
They're paperweights. Exactly what we see.
It's why Darkseid kicks the living shit out of Thanos. He just pulls him into another dimension, and then it's just the Omega laser to the face.
So I'm definitely wondering if that Vision or Ultron is from that universe. Because if he's not, then it's just like, I guess they might have retconned it. I don't know.
What if he's just pulling up to party? Like, why did no one listen? Everyone is there partying. Like, what if he just felt left out? I know, like, listen, if I saw the brothers of Jotunheim partying with the gladiators of Thor and in the Kree were there, which was crazy, because they were all changing into Thor, and I was like, God damn,
you mean the Skrulls?
The Skrull, yeah. Who are the Kree?
The blue ones. Or
you're right.
Not anymore. I mean, in the comic, they're blue, but in the movie, they're like, they look human with like yellowish eyes, I guess.
Yeah, so the Skrull are there, which is basically Captain. Isn't that Captain Marvel's like whole thing? Yeah, it was like, so I was like, she's pulling up to a party like just like populated by your enemies. So I would feel lonely if I wasn't there. Did you guys feel as though Loki should look like this just in the movies? Because this was the coolest iteration of Loki we've gotten since Crocodile Loki.
I mean, we did get a teaser for that in the first Thor movie. Like when he picks up the Crown of Infinite Winters, I think that's the name of the thing. His face starts to turn blue when he's talking to Odin. So like he can turn into his Jotun form. The thing is that like we didn't see him embrace it. Like in this case, he's just full on giant. He's been a giant all his life. So
I feel like he wouldn't have got washed by Hulk if he was in that form.
Possibly.
Right?
With magic, he could have done some stuff. Probably.
Yeah. What were you saying, Mizu?
But no, but it begs the question of two things. Like one, if that version of Loki stayed with the Frost Giants, does that mean that he actually never actually learned magic though? Because he learned magic from Freya.
From Freya,
so, and now he never met Freya, and he was raised over there back in Jotunheim. So therefore, I guess wouldn't he like not have magic, or maybe he still would have learned magic?
That's a good question.
Or the second thing I was going to say is that Odin put basically a spell on Loki to make him look, I guess, Asgardian human-ish, and I don't know if it's permanent or not, because the reason I say it's not permanent, is because he, as soon as Thonus iconically chokes him out, that's when he turns back blue. But I don't know if it's permanent or he chooses to look like that.
Is that why he turned blue when Thanos choked him? I thought it was just like because he was being choked.
Oh no, I guess he just, as soon as he died, I guess maybe he reverted back to what he actually looked like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of sick. I didn't know that. That is a little bit of news to me.
The more you know.
So what if we see what if this is like kind of all been a smokescreen for this what if becoming less of an anthological series and more of like, now we're going to get a series of them trying to defeat like Vision / Darkseid with multiple Infinity Stones, because we now know we're getting that in the next episode, and it's been referenced in this episode, which means that we are looking at a similar dimensional play here.
Yeah, that's why the main theory that I think holds pretty much most of the weight is the fact that this is just going to, like, this series, the What If series, is going to help set up whatever Marvel has to do on a grander scale in each phase.
Interesting.
Because that's what I would do. Like if I had, I would make a season for every, like, maybe do like one season a year, right? So you do one season a year, and you take up, like, for example, the key character that you want to introduce. If you don't want to like spend your time doing post-credit scenes, just put him in What If. Just put him in What If, and then like it'll just be a setup, right? And that way you can keep the watcher for as long as you want to, until you want to just like kill him, and then you can explore other people, bro. Like, I feel like What If has so many possibilities. You could even make Deadpool the host of What If. Because like because Deadpool can Deadpool is self-aware, right, within the Marvel universe, so he can literally be like, what if the Watcher never died and I just became friends with him, and now we can see what Darkseid, like what Thanos would have done if he had met like Galactus, and like that you can pick characters like that to be like the host, right? And there's so much you can do that it literally has no bounds. So a setup is most likely the role that they're gonna give it.
Yeah, I would assume so. And so you're just saying that you want What If to be used as a launching point, essentially, for all future IP, like their biggest IP, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, some one-off, like Black Widow wouldn't have gotten a season, but like maybe Spider-Man No Way Home. Nah, they're not really. I mean, maybe Spider-Man No Way Home.
For the Spider-Verse, I would do it. For this, actually, that makes a lot of sense. Like if they're gonna bring in, because I know Sony has its own like Sonyverse with Spider-Man characters, and they're gonna be renegotiating that after No Way Home is done. But like, if you want to bring in like the full-on Spider-Verse into the MCU, What If is the perfect opportunity to do that.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, it's like the SNL of Marvel. It's like, hey, this is where you're going to launch your career, kid. Just like get on SNL, get on What If, and you're ready to go. You're ready to launch. I mean, so I guess next week we got Infinity Stones. We got all that. Very excited for that, obviously.
This week, maybe 2 days.
This week, in 2 days. The day, like tomorrow after you're listening to this. And that brings us to the closing of a little show both me and Mizu were watching called My Hero Academia. But if we're being real, it should be called My Villain Academia, because that was my favorite arc in the history of this entire show. It was incredible. This episode, it's so funny. Like, it was like, was it not like it was like cold water to the face, this episode, because it kind of opens with Shigaraki and the doctor talking like, hey, listen, you're gonna be going into this quirk singularity thing, which we will talk about in a second, and you're like, okay, cool, like, I've gotten used to the pace and the tone of My Villain Academia. I'm like MHA is a gore gritty anime now, and then it cuts back to 1A and they're all like, I learned this, and it's like Deku's using Black Whip and all these things. And like Uraraka's got like wires out of her thing now, and you're just like, it was almost like I was like, oh, I like recoiled. I was like, this is too cute. I was like, where is the gore? Where is the dropping of the bodies? Where is Destro getting wrecked? Like, was it starch for you as well, Mizu?
Oh no, I was just a little bit surprised, but then again, there is a built up to it, because as you saw throughout Villain Academia, they're going to need this training, these new little things that they're developing, because shit's going to get crazy afterwards.
Yeah. Well, so that's kind of what the end of the episode was. Well, so giving a brief synopsis, essentially, we now understand that Tomura Shigaraki is now in the 3 months of perpetual pain in order to achieve quirk singularity. So essentially, if I'm not mistaken in my interpretation, he's becoming all for one.
Yes.
So he is now taking every single quirk onto himself, because he wanted to get stronger, so he can continue to do what it is he wants. I am a little bit confused on what's going on with Hawks, though. So essentially, he was in the Meta Liberation Army, right? But he had an ongoing relationship with Dabi.
So okay,
Dabi?
so I think that was one of the things that I feel like maybe, I guess, the anime and maybe the manga, I guess, maybe took an adaptation or different interpretation of it, because so pretty much the gist of it is Hawks is being an informant. Pretty much, he is pretending to be part of the Liberation Army so he can get info on what's going on, and he has connections, so he's trying to infiltrate them from the inside, and so he can get the information he can to help out the heroes. Yeah. However, the biggest thing that's different between the anime and the manga is that in the manga, we did not know this. It was a whole Itachi moment. We really thought that Hawks betrayed the heroes. Like, he dead ass was like, because he's basically, you could say Hawks is being a double agent, because we thought that he was an agent for the Liberation Army. He's pretending to be a hero.
Yeah.
But then we find out that no, he's not. He's actually a double agent. But the way the anime set it up, it's more like, oh no, we already know that he's playing the field and he's helping us out, which I thought was different.
Do you think they did that because he's such a popular character that they were like, we simply cannot have people be upset with Hawks, otherwise we might like lose viewership?
So I would definitely go down. I would argue you could say that, because like a character's popularity, they don't want to tarnish a character's popularity. But then again, if we were going by that, I mean, look at Itachi.
True.
Everybody knows what Itachi did, and then we all thought for a longest time that he was an actual freaking monster and a traitor until we find out that he wasn't. He had to make very difficult decisions, and everybody loves him. So I think I can see both sides. Like, they did the whole, I can understand why they didn't do it, so they can keep basically Hawks' integrity and his character together. But I feel like you could have kept it that same way, and people still would have liked him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And so actually, speaking of the My Hero Academia manga, recently the mangaka got sick, correct? And a chapter came out late, and he apologized for it.
Yes. So I mean, that in itself, mangaka, I wouldn't say culture, like lifestyle, is very hectic, and it is a topic that should be talked about. How like the health of these people does matter, and sometimes these they're the creations that we love so much, their own creations that they created and we love so much, can kill them. it has happened, and I mean, we see it with Berserk. Like that was not just some random health thing. Like it was related to him. It was work related.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that with other people as well. You're kind of seeing that with Oda, the creator of One Piece, just a little bit.
He sleeps 4 hours a night.
Exactly. So it is.
Yeah, no, mangaka culture is insanity, and I think if as a Hunter x Hunter fan, I mean, I got the Chimera Ant arc half sleeve. Like, we have to understand that these people are more than their art, and I think that's the unfortunate factor of, like, sure, like, is manga getting absolutely pounded out? Sure, and we're like eating it at like 1,000 miles a minute. It's like what happened with Black Clover. But here's the thing, I'm personally, and I think a lot of people are now becoming this way, it's like, we're willing to wait. Like, I think as a generation, I think we're like, hey, listen, we're willing to wait, like just focus on, like, you being okay, because I certainly do not need an apology from the MHA mangaka for missing a week for like a chapter.
Exactly. I'd rather have bi-weekly or even maybe occasional drops than you dying on us and the story's not finished.
That's the thing, is like, if you look at Hunter x Hunter could be completed right now. Would it have taken 10-20 years? Maybe. But like, if the mangaka had approached it from a healthier standpoint, like, we wouldn't be 1,000+ days into the end of Hunter x Hunter here, and so, like, sure, like, I would much prefer a different situation. Getting back into the episode itself, though, essentially we've now seen a time skip, correct?
We're going to be getting a time skip, yes. Pretty much, yes. And it's not going to be a big one like others. It's only 6 months.
Okay. I mean, it's Black Clover. I mean, look at what Asta did in 6 months. He lost his neck and learned how to fly. So I'm very excited for this time skip. So essentially, Hawks was in the Meta Liberation Army, and his connection to Dobby was in keeping an eye on them as well. Did he kill Best Jeanist?
So
there was a body in that motherfucking bag.
A part that's interesting, I can't say too much, but it is alluded that he was involved in the you could say the ending of Best Jeanist, possibly. But I mean, there's more to it than that, but that's all I have.
Okay, no spoilers, obviously. But there was a body in that motherfucking bag, okay, and that body had jeans on, okay. So that's the number 3 hero. That is insane to me. I know Hawks is legit. He's undercover. Like, I can understand why there's groupies and fangirls, because, like, I mean, he's going crazy. So,
like, there's like, actually, it's funny that, because when I think of Hawks, I think of a very well, I'll say within the Black community, there's a movie called In Too Deep. It's like a police officer who goes into this gang infiltration, but he's in it too deep to the point where he's getting involved in certain things that he can get in trouble for and stuff like that. And it's a classic movie. Like you ask every other average, like, Black kid who's saying, like, oh yeah, every time we see someone who's in a position like that, we're like, oh man, this is an In Too Deep situation. And that's why I looked at Hawks. So, like, oh yeah, this is an In Too Deep situation. This man is involved in something that he might not be able to get out of.
LL Cool J, Omar Epps, Stanley
LL Cool J is the villain of the movie, and he is a monster. I don't doubt it. He's a freaking monster in that movie. But
that's awesome.
It's a good movie, and that's what I thought about when I looked at Hawks' situation.
You're like, you are in too deep. You have blood on your hands, sir. So how long are we looking until the next season? Do we have anything confirmed or denied here?
Not that I have seen. So I haven't heard anything about when it will come out. But I mean, obviously, it's going to still continue. But I have no idea when,
imagine,
or how long.
We're good.
Will be.
The world would implode. Also, in anime news, we got the Demon Slayer new season 2 dropping. We got the confirmation. Essentially, in Japan, they put Mugen Train on Japanese TV, and then after they announced when season 2 was coming, and the news is, hey, it's season 2 is coming October 10th. Yay! Bad news. It's 7 episodes of Mugen Train with like one. There's
extra
like
one.
One like what?
There's one extra one, I think.
Yeah, but it's like just an episode of them before they get on the train. I'm gonna watch it. Everyone's gonna watch it, but it's just Mugen Train, and so, like, do you guys like this play by them?
I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. Like, because I know they're trying to build hype for it.
No, they're trying to make money is what they're
yeah,
trying to do.
yes, but like the movie itself was such a hit that like
And
it was
so
an experience.
profitable.
And it was
Yep.
and it was such a hit, and it was such an experience that like I don't know how they're gonna do it, because like they're obviously gonna have to make changes to like in order to make it fit into an episode style, to get 7 episodes in order to get Mugen Train. I would have rather just gotten I would rather rewatch Mugen Train and then just wait till December. If I'm perfectly honest.
Yes,
I might just
definitely
watch
agree
the
with
one
that.
extra episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was that, music?
Definitely agree with. Yes, I definitely agree with that. I think it would have been a better move just to put it on all like fun, because it's already Mugen Train's already on
It's on
Funimation.
Funimation. Yep.
Maybe, and I guess Sony also owns that, so you could have put that on Crunchyroll or something.
Netflix.
Just basically make the movie more available. You don't have to turn it into
An episodic
thing. Yeah, it's unnecessary.
Because that's the thing is like when you want to go back and watch, like if you want to now you like let's say you're a new weeb and everyone's like, hey, watch Demon Slayer, and this is like 2 or 3 years down the road, and it's like, okay, cool, and now you're watching Mugen Train, it's like, hey, also there's a movie and it's Mugen Train, and it's like, but it was an experience,
but I already saw that.
you know? Yeah, exactly. Like, and it was such like the thing is like being caught up on Demon Slayer and watching Mugen Train was actually an experience. Like it was like one of the highlights of quarantine, really. Like in terms of like, I don't know about you guys, but I have like 4 memories from these last 2 years, and like Mugen Train is one of them, you know. And so like now like they're just not going to be able to experience that, I guess. And people are saying it's for the casual consumer, people who aren't like feasting on this you know content, and they're like, hey, maybe they didn't see Mugen Train or something like that. But it's like at the end of the day, bro, it's
maybe they're trying to line it up with the release. With the grand opening of the Mugen Train ride in Japan.
in Japan,
That makes a
Universal
lot.
Japan.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now that I think about it, because like, oh, you get Mugen Train coming out in Japan. Oh, you know what's also related to Mugen Train? The Mugen Train episodic
ride.
series. Yeah.
Lord, capitalism at its
Yeah,
finest.
exactly.
Capitalism.
Yeah, they're gonna squeeze. That's the thing is you squeeze as much out of that IP as you can as possible, and then you get your bang for your buck. Here's the thing. So essentially, and then after that, the entertainment arc starts. I believe it's December 5th. So that's when we really kick into high gear, which we're all very excited for. We're also
December's gonna be such a freaking banger, bro.
what else is going on in December?
December we get Demon Slayer, we get Pokemon games.
Is Arceus coming out? Arceus coming out in December?
Arceus, I think it comes out next, like in 2022. But we get the Shining Diamond, Brilliant Pearl remakes. So they're remaking Generation 4, and that's coming out I believe in December. You also get The Matrix, which is coming out at the surprisingly at the same time as freaking Spider-Man. So it's wild.
It's never too late to change that if you're watching this, guys. You can change the date. If you want it to be a success,
just put it in November. Just put it in Thanksgiving, bro.
It's gonna be like it's done. It'll be done in November. Like there's no way it won't be done in November. Just like make it a Thanksgiving movie. Because like, do you guys think Matrix is gonna make its money back?
I don't know. I hope so. I think honestly, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, the Netflix is a summer movie. I would have rather watched that in the summer than in the winter, because like I don't particularly subscribe to the idea that you have to like pick a season in order to enjoy a movie perfectly well. But like if Matrix is meant, like after the first one came out, it was meant to be like this blockbuster action flick, right?
Yeah.
So I don't really like the December release date. So I don't know.
But you can't delay it either. You can't delay it because like if you delay it,
they can pull a Venom, bro. Like
and
I mean,
Venom
was delayed twice and brought up once. Like it's ridiculous.
And now it's in 4 days.
Dude, I'm watching it Thursday. I'm
very. You do a midnight showing?
No, it's a 6 p.m. showing. For some reason they're showing it at 6 p.m. here, and I'm like, oh, say less. I'm watching it on Thursday,
I think
bro.
it's because it's Britain or something midnight. Who fucking knows? They show it at like 7 here. I do. Misu, do you think Matrix is gonna make its money back?
A part of me is leaning towards yes, because I mean, then again, I don't know who is directing this or who's writing this right now.
Lana Wachowski.
Okay, so I do have a little faith that they could pull it back together, but then again, I don't know. I see it maybe doing good for maybe like its first week or two, and then after that, it's just gonna go.
Erased from existence.
Yeah. Then again, you mean you never know. Maybe they might make a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Highly unlikely, but they could make a comeback.
Yeah.
But
I think every dollar that this new Matrix makes should go directly into Keanu Reeves's pocket, because that's the only reason people are going to see it.
Or they could pull a Shang-Chi in a sense of everybody kept talking smack about it, and then out of nowhere it starts doing very well, and everybody's like, oh, it's actually, because think about it. Here's the thing. Here's my philosophy. If you're already going with very low expectations, then you'll be surprised what you would like.
That's exactly what we did in Mortal Kombat. So I'm gonna just put it out there.
I rewatched Mortal Kombat the other day. Me and my girlfriend were staying in a hotel. I was like, oh, HBO is the only thing without ads. Rewatched Mortal Kombat. It was worse the second time around. So we should go back and do a 1-year anniversary of Mortal Kombat rewatch. Yes.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. The other day I watched the first 7 minutes and then just started an anime after that. Like, I did that. Yeah, I literally went like, okay, let's go like samurai fight, and then like, okay, let's go straight into my hero. That's like perfect.
You just forgot the rest of the movie existed.
No, just fuck it. Like,
no, you watch the first 7 minutes and then watch like the last 10. And then you're like, cool, that was a fun episode of Mortal Kombat. Wow, and just forget everything that happened in the middle.
Yeah, just turn it into a short.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, actually, like I can't believe we even like talked about this. They're making an animated show for Mortal Kombat, and there was a teaser. There was a teaser for it, in which they canonically confirmed Ultra Instinct Shaggy, bro.
No, I remember this. Yes,
for those of you that don't know, there's a meme going around of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo being like this all-powerful being that can go Ultra Instinct just like Goku and be like the most powerful being in existence. And in the teaser for the Mortal Kombat show, Shaggy comes in through the Warner Brothers logo, not with just green eyes. He has the full aura on, so like you can see Ultra Instinct Shaggy, and he brings like a scorpion into like the Warner Brothers verse. And I was like, bro, are they sentient? Are we in the Terminator franchise right now? Is Skynet alive? I'm like,
have we gone too far? Like, are we gonna see Big Chungus in there, like next to him? Like, what's going on?
Good Lord. Oh, I also want to bring up some quick news as well. We actually got the trailer for the live action Cowboy Bebop.
We did. TikTok was really a watch party for it.
We should definitely.
TikTok itself was hosting a watch party.
Oh, they are? I did not know that.
No, that was with Netflix Geeked. That was for Netflix Geeked.
Oh,
okay, that's cool. That would be dope. I definitely would want to see how they're, first of all, I did like how they shot it. I like how the trailer itself just opened up as like it was the anime intro. It pretty much
one of the best intros out there.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like that intro, that just the music from that show alone was so good. So like, I mean, it's a good sign though, because it clearly like they're gonna be trying to give as much homage to like the musical side of that show, which is, I'd say, 40% of the substance.
Facts. And I also love that the trailer was basically a character showcase, showing off all not only did the main cast, classic Spike, Black Jet, and all of them involved, but it also showed you the other characters and possibly new characters, because the director of it did say that they were going to expand upon Cowboy Bebop in the universe of Cowboy Bebop. So
which would be sick.
I'm definitely interested in what they're going to do with that. But then again, I do have hope, because they got the same person who wrote for the anime is involved in it. The same composer. He's back for the music. He's involved in it too. So I'm hoping that this could be a really good anime live action.
Yeah. I think we're actually, I mean, I've been saying it for a while now. I think we're in the golden age of content, especially for anime. And I think we now have what could be a promising live action anime adaptation. And I think, did we ever see Ed yet? We haven't seen Ed yet, have we?
In the trailer, there was unfortunately no sign of Ed.
God damn
So
it.
the dog got a little cameo in it.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
Ein is they weren't gonna make that movie without Ein.
Yeah.
So,
and we saw
but
him in Netflix Geeked. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, the Netflix Geeked event happened on the 25th, and it was basically Netflix's global event for Tudum, right? Which our good friend Juju was hosting, and he did an amazing job. And during the actual presentation of the Cowboy Bebop opening intro, they had the dog like eating specific bowls to like tease specific parts of the show. So like they had like yes, maybe, no, and they were asking stuff to the dog, and they like the people behind the scenes would put food wherever they'd want the dog to go. So like they had some details that they revealed via the dog, but I didn't like make any much more impact after that. But yeah, what were you gonna say, Mizu? Before, sorry, I cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. That was it.
Yeah.
First off, Ein made as much impact as he needed to. Okay,
Yep.
if you, I'll take any corgi anywhere, like Brooklyn Nine-Nine corgi. Like anywhere I can find a corgi, I will take it. So I mean, I'd say since we're talking anime, since we've been talking a lot of anime today, that brings us actually, and the closing of MHA, that brings us logically to our stack 'em up, which is a big one this week, ladies and gentlemen. We wanted to pay you back for just with the Patreon and this being a shorter episode. So we figured let's stack the deck and this stack 'em up and ask a very poignant question that we all, I'm sure, get asked plenty, which is, what is the best new gen anime out there right now? And this is a hotly contested debate, and there is large factions on every single side. And unfortunately, I would love to go first because I have a take, but I can't because I lost, because I thought that there was a lot of otakus amongst our weebs who would understand the pain and the confusion that came along with Tatsumi's untimely undoing. But nope, I lost, all to a 60-year-old movie about monkeys. Bullshit.
Actually, dude, you don't know how much flack like we got because we spoiled Tatsumi's death.
The show came out in 2013.
I got hate messages. Why the fuck would you spoil something like that? And I'm like, bro, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Akame got killed. Let's look up exactly when Akame got killed came out. Oh, okay, it ended in 2016. I'm sorry, 2013 was the midpoint.
Years.
It's been 6 years.
Yeah,
since the show ended.
Exactly.
Sorry.
So sorry for the spoilers.
Yeah, hey, Jiraiya died too. Hate to break it to you.
Damn. I'm conflicted. You know what? I'll do something that hasn't been done before, because there's always time
how many of the new gen anime have you seen is the real question. There's MHA. There's Black Clover.
I'm in season 5 of that.
AOT.
I finished Attack on Titan, finished JJK, finished My Hero, finished Demon Slayer, finished
JJK. No.
I finished
Actually,
all
you've
of them.
seen a good amount of them.
I've seen all of them except Black Clover, which I will get to as soon as
you haven't seen Boruto.
True. But I'm actually doing a full watch now. Like before I see Boruto, no, I'm doing like Naruto Shippuden. Like I'm rewatching all of it. So like, because like I have
1,000 goddamn episodes.
Yeah,
sir.
but I'm doing a filler list. I'm doing a filler. You're doing
Naruto Kai.
Less. Yes, filler less. So what I will do, right, is I have my choice, but I want to see your take. So this is for the first time ever. The loser of the Stack 'em Up will go first, because I'm relinquishing my spot to you.
You're relinquishing your spot to me?
I'm gonna win anyways, so we're good.
You're gonna win anyway. That's a really bold take, buddy. This is me and Mizu's wheelhouse here.
I know, also, but we're gonna choose between three. Everybody knows the 3 that we're gonna choose between, so it's fine.
Oh, really? We know the 3 that we're gonna
choose. Obscured one.
Unless you pick an obscure one, that's true.
Okay,
I'm not gonna be honest with you. You're talking about new gen. You're saying the best. Like right now, I'm not gonna lie. It'll be a fool's errand to pick obscure one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you would be. There's no way you're pulling out anything even close to a victory if you don't go Mega Shonen currently. So, for my choice for the best new gen currently, and this is something that a hill that I have died on in TikTok many times. I'm choosing Jujutsu Kaisen.
Ooh,
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay, nice.
No, my hero's third on my list personally. I would say Jujutsu Kaisen Black Clover, my hero. But I am choosing Jujutsu Kaisen 1 because the budget for these episodes is a testament to the power of animation. I, outside of Demon Slayer, have never seen a show as well animated as this. If we're talking, I mean, obviously it's not stylized, it's very concretely well animated, but there's more to it than that. Jujutsu Kaisen takes a large amount of its influence from mega shonens of the past. Jujutsu Kaisen, the mangaka says that it's heavily heavily influenced by Bleach, but on top of that, it is large similarities to Naruto, between the team, between Gojo and Kakashi, between the demons like living within him. But the thing is, even though there is large, similarities between these shows, Jujutsu Kaisen does its best to separate itself from the mega shonen trope pack. There is an interesting power system, that being cursed energy, that relies on malice and thought, malicious thoughts, which is so contrary to the shonen genre usually, which is usually largely focused on friendship and teamwork and love and all of that. The entire system is based off hate, and that is incredible to me. Also, give me some of the most likable characters we've ever seen in anime: Gojo, Nobara, Itadori, even Megami if he's your speed. And an incredible
Toto. You missed Toto? Come on, man.
I was about to say, in an incredible ensemble of side characters: Todo, Panda, even the mech dude Mai, who both got incredible backstories, and fleshing out side characters on a level that I've only ever seen Black Clover achieve in terms of likability at a large breadth. So yes, JJK, in its ability just to accomplish incredible storytelling and write female characters correctly, takes my spot for number 1 new gen anime, which is a hot topic because it's only got 24 episodes out, while Black Clover's got 170. Naruto just released 217, and also Naruto's up there. If you had given me Naruto 145 to 217 and made that an anime, it would be number 1. But I digress. My pick is JJK. Jose, are you now third? Is Mizu third? Well, how does this work now?
Mizu, go ahead.
Okay.
Well, that is great, and I definitely agree that Jujutsu Kaisen is one of those that does come up and does a great job. And it was somewhat, I wouldn't say 100%, but it was somewhat unexpected, the pull that it did have on people. Mm-hmm. However, there is one that has stood on it. It stood its ground.
The test of time, yes.
And it stood the test of time, and it's showing, as much as people are not a big fan of the fandom. It just
had an incredible arc.
Exactly. So with that being said, my choice is My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia, of course. Yes.
My Hero Academia, to me, is the pinnacle of what a big 3 anime should be. Mm-hmm. Because, think about it. First of all, there are many criteria to what makes the big 3. And for those who don't know what the big 3 is, and it's solidified. It's not an opinion. This is a fact. The big 3 is One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. Not Dragon Ball. Not
Hunter.
Yeah, it's Hunter. None of that. These 3, those are the big 3. And of course, majority it's based off of sales, but there's also other factors such as cultural appeal, sides of fandom, and all of that jazz. And My Hero fits the list. If you do the big 3 accomplishment wise, My Hero hits all the points. One,
anything they checked off, My Hero is also checked off.
Exactly. It has a great cultural impact, especially the big part on that is cultural impact. My Hero really took, especially this generation, by storm. Every generation has an anime that sets them up. You know, old heads got Dragon Ball, in the 80s.
Gen X has Yu Yu.
Gen X has Yu Yu, and you can even say Cowboy Bebop.
Trigun.
Early 2000s got Naruto, One Piece, Bleach. And now the 2010s to the 2020, where we're at right now, is My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia literally took the world by storm. Even crazier than Naruto and One Piece has. To the point where people I've seen so many people who've never got into anime until they see My Hero Academia.
Yep.
See, here's the thing, and one of those people was my wife. My wife has seen maybe 1 or 2 animes in her entire life, but she never really called herself an anime watcher until she watched My Hero. Because there were times I'm watching it, and she will have her phone, and she'll put her phone down.
Oh, you love that.
Exactly. And there was one day when I came back from work, and I saw her sitting down in the living room watching all of My Hero, and she
That's when I would
loves
have proposed.
it to death.
That's when you proposed, isn't it? That's when I would have proposed.
Oh, actually, we were already married at the time.
Oh, okay. That's when you realized you made the right decision.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But and another thing, I wouldn't say that. Granted, now it's not like Jujutsu Kaisen where it does take some tropes and spin it on its head so much, but it does do things a little bit differently. Especially when it came to the tournament arc. Every tournament arc is the same until My Hero showed up, where the main character did not win. He did not win. Exactly. And the secondary character who's often the rival actually did better than him. Yep. And usually the main character is supposed to be the one that succeeds. Even in the worst of times, he succeeds. But Deku is such a unique character in the sense of he's just like us. He's a quiet nerd type who can relate to anybody in different ways. Granted, some people hate on him for very stupid reasons. But he has great appeal, and it's one of the few also anime that goes directly towards what the manga intended to be. A lot of other ones deviate, change. This one stays true to the source material. Yeah. So with that being said, I definitely say that My Hero is one that is definitely probably the big 3. Every time people do a big 3 list and they look at it realistically and not being subjective, My Hero is always the first one. It's always the other 2. It's always the other 2 slots that people question.
That'll get hotly with the new generation. I wonder what these
other 2 are. Exactly. My Hero, it's a given. But who are the other 2 slots? What would those 2 be? Like, it's always a given.
I absolutely agree with you there. If you're talking new gen big 3 and you leave My Hero out, you're fully tripping. I just like you can't talk new gen big 3 without My Hero. I'd say, if I'm being real, I'd say My Hero is the Naruto of the new gen big 3. In that, like, if you would never leave it out of the conversation, and you could say it's the One Piece as well. I would say, like, probably, God, that's the thing. I don't even know what the One Piece would be. But no, and I would say even with this most recent arc, I've never seen a Mega Shonen switch its trend, its theme faster than or more concretely and comprehensively than My Hero Academia just did, and did it well. Like, Naruto obviously switches into darker tones, One Piece switches into darker tones, Bleach switches into darker tones, but they remain themselves throughout the entirety of their duration. My Hero Academia and My Villain Academia are unrecognizable from each other. So, and it was well managed and well done. I'm hurting my own point right now, but you're absolutely correct that you cannot discuss the new gen big 3 without discussing MHA. So now that the 2 best options have been taken off the board, what garbage do you have for us, sir?
Oh, damn.
Well,
since you left me
planet.
Since you left me at the end and you said I know, but you called my choice garbage.
Yes.
You called my choice garbage, and you don't even know my choice because I'm not going.
I know your choice.
With I think
I know your choice.
Who are you expecting me to pick? That's the question.
Okay, you're gonna choose Attack on Titan. There's no way you don't, because you think you're being edgy.
No.
You're not choosing Attack on Titan?
You're correct.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought.
Yes, sir. Yeah. The thing is, I was gonna ask what's the cutoff, right? Because the manga technically.
Attack on Titan's absolutely in the conversation.
Okay, yeah, because Attack on Titan started 09, like the anime, the manga, not the anime. But
anime
I was
didn't start
okay.
till like 2012.
Yeah. So the correct answer, I would say in this case, based on our conversations, is Attack on Titan. So it picks up everything that Mizu has mentioned for a new gen anime to have. It has had the success, sales in terms of the only thing that is ass is the movie. The live action movie is the only thing that sucks.
There's 2 of them.
Well, yeah, both of them will suck. So the sales are there. The cultural impact, I think, is indisputable. Right?
It outsold One Piece.
Yeah, and the biggest thing for me is that it has everybody on a swivel. Everybody's on a different like slate. We've had discussions here of whether you're a Jaegerist or not. Like, is our boy is our boy tripping or not? Like, do we even we even like Aaron?
No.
Is Mikasa just down bad? So
Absolutely.
like we've
Genetically.
we have dissected this anime as season 5 was concluding, at least for the before the finale. And in my journey of binge watching anime, I have never like been so glued to the TV set. Like in terms like, I have binged My Hero as much as I can. Obviously there's other stuff going around, but like when I was binge watching Attack on Titan, I could not stop. It's the first time in a couple of years that I went up to like 7 a.m. the next day being like, holy shit, Aaron is crazy.
Yeah.
And that was during the Warhammer arc. I was like, what the fuck is this dude doing? Like I couldn't
using Titans as nut openers.
So that's what I'm getting to. Like there's very big oh shit moments in the biggest animes, right? So I think for me in My Hero, the overhaul fight with Deku was a big oh shit moment. I haven't gotten to like the Meta Liberation Army yet. But like that moment was big. In Demon Slayer, obviously Mugen Train was like holy shit. And in Jujutsu Kaisen, like everything with like Fushiguro opening his domain expansion, Gojo be doing his domain expansion, like all of those are oh shit moments. But like I think Aaron using the Jaw Titan as a nutcracker like broke me.
Forever go down as one of the like most hilarious moments in anime, like unintentionally.
I was like, oh my, is this dude actually gonna do that?
Yep.
It was wild. It was crazy. I think it fits everything. And it also has the intangibles, right? The OST is also really good. I feel like it's also has its own subculture meme wise. Bro, I went into Demon Slayer and people were screaming Eren Yeager at the freaking like at the premiere. Like
fair.
So I think all three options are good. All three options are good, but is it technically a show? It's more of a dark fantasy than a shonen. I'm picking the only non-shonen of the group, and I think I still have the right choice.
I think the prevailing genre of AOT would be shonen, probably.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I would say
again, shonen is technically actually more of a vague term. It just means anime for teenage boys.
Yeah, it's a Shein, if anything, which is just like shonen for older people.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, AOT, obviously, I mean, it's what this show started on. It's an incredible show. I mean, sure, season 2 and 3 are just them riding horses for 20 straight minutes, and you just want to fall asleep the entire time. But in neither.
I will defend Jose, but you can't deny the tension. Out of all ours, I feel like the tension in Attack on Titan is insane. The tension, we don't know what the hell is going on. Like
the colossal titan falling on to Eren as he's about to break the armored titan's neck, like all of these moments, like what the fuck is in the basement?
Yeah,
it is. I'd say of our choices, I would say of all of our choices, AOT is the best written. It's just a matter of, is it the most interesting? Is the difference between, I'd say, of our three, to me at least, Attack on Titan is the least interesting, but the best written. It plays more like a classical book story, while the others play more like more anime-esque stories. Obviously, the twist that they're on an island and there's the world outside that's in World War I was insane. That was really cool, and AOT is a great choice. And so, if you guys have any particular feelings about which one of us has said the best new gen, mine being JJK, Jose's being Attack on Titan, and Mizu's being MHA, you guys can vote in Jose's Instagram poll. Also, I want to give, here's the thing, I want to give a preface here, because Black Clover and Demon Slayer are both incredible animes.
Facts.
And just because we didn't bring them up does not mean we do not think so. There is 6 anime coming out right now. Boruto is another one that are like 9.2 and ups. So just when someone says that my favorite new gen is JJK does not mean I think for 2 seconds that Demon Slayer wouldn't have been the anime of a generation even
absolutely
7 years ago. Like any one of these shows, if you had thrown them in the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, would have been up there with the big boys. And so like we are just currently in a cornucopia of incredible anime. So that is it. Please go vote in Jose's Instagram.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Jose. If you picked My Hero, I was gonna say Demon Slayer instead. If it was that's my honorable mention, at least for me.
If someone took JJK, I was gonna take Black Clover.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, if somebody took Demon Slayer or My Hero, I was like, the only one that has like fucked me up the most is Attack on Titan. Like, that's the one that has destroyed me the most. So yeah, definitely check out the Instagram poll. It will be up once this episode is uploaded, and then you'll have 2 things to vote on. Literally, you'll be voting on which episode of the Star Wars Vision show would you rather have a season of anime or a movie made out of? And you also will pick which is the best new gen anime. So that is I'm Tropical Joe on Instagram. You can vote there. Before we leave, I wanted to get you guys' opinion on something that happened, I believe, earlier today or early yesterday, where people are speculating that Tom Holland again is like teasing the fact that the other Spider-Men are appearing in the movie.
Oh goodness, I've heard nothing about this, so inform me.
Me either.
So there was a set picture of Tom Holland and a person, just like a random worker at the set. And he was engaged in the iconic Spider-Man meme pose, but it was very intense because the worker was strictly using one hand, and Tom Holland was using both hands. So he was like pointing both ways, and like I don't know what the caption was, but people were raving because it's like, come on, are you basically screaming it at us and just trying to like not get us to freak out? So yeah, that was what was on the internet today. I wanted to get your opinions. Is Tom Holland making a meta reference to the meme, or are we just losing our minds at this point?
Or are we looking at a photo of a dude pointing at possibly 2 people and interpreting it as? I mean, did he post this on Instagram?
No, I saw it on Twitter.
So it was just a photo.
It was a leaked set picture.
Gotcha. But like, was he just like chilling on site, or was he like dressed as Spider-Man?
He was on the set, not dressed as Spider-Man, but
okay. So this is just possibly Tom Holland going like this.
That's literally what it is. That's the thing. That's what we've come to. Like literally, people are making connections where there might not be even a fraction of a connection. I'll show you the picture right now. Yeah, it's like. Well, I can't really show it that well, but I can send it via our chat. It's literally just a person in the Spider-Man set, and they're like, yeah, he's pointing both ways.
Yeah, like, was the guy okay? Like, it's a possibility. I can't remember the last time that anyone was this like frothing at the mouth over a movie, like except maybe Infinity War, Endgame.
Yeah. Those two were the one.
It's been absolutely bonkers to see like. Oh. Actually, no. I could see this.
Because he's like, he's not. It's not like like he's faking it. Like he's blatantly doing both ways. Yeah. So it's like I don't think that's not really subtle.
Okay.
No,
so here's
it's
my
not.
Thing with this. I think that. Okay, I get it, but at the same time, it's like they're doing the most by trying to tease if they're in it or not. Because I'm not gonna lie, either way, I'm gonna be honest with you. If y'all watching this Disney and stuff, either way, if they're in it or not, I'm gonna be pissed regardless. Because y'all been playing with people's emotions for a while now, just to tell us that they might be in it, they might not. Who knows?
What's gonna happen?
They kept doing it back and forth all the time, and now I'm gonna be like, okay. So if they're in it, I'm gonna be like, what the hell? Like, what was the point of doing that? If we're always thinking that they're gonna be in it, or if not, I'm like, what the hell? Like, why did you tease the fact that they were in it and then they weren't?
It's a money grab. We
Oh,
want
it's
to see the movie.
absolutely a money grab. This thing is, I think Disney is terrified that this movie isn't going to do well. At least they were until Shang-Chi came out, which is why we got a lot of the, like, I believe shadow campaigns and like guerrilla campaigns that we got from Disney. But they are still doing the most. And here's the thing, it's working.
Big facts. Big facts. I think that's
Like,
yeah.
We're talking about it. We're talking about a photo of Tom Holland pointing.
Indeed. And speaking of Spider-Man, I think the best way to end the show is to get you guys' expectations on Venom. What are you expecting? Do you think the movie's going to be good? Are you going to see it? Let us know.
Yeah, I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it the second it comes out. I'm going to see it the day, like on like 7 p.m. showing that we get here. Yeah, I'm absolutely going to check it out. I'm going to drag my girlfriend there. I love Tom Hardy. I don't have a lot in terms of expectations. Venom was never really like a storyline I kept up with super hard. The symbiotes have always been incredible. Carnage, I know, is a complete and utter badass. I love Woody Harrelson. So I feel like I'm the surface level guy here. Like, I'm just excited for a superhero movie.
Okay.
I'm definitely in the same camp. I definitely love Venom, but I will say this, it might be a controversial opinion, but I am lukewarm to this Venom series so far. I didn't hate the first one, but I was just like, oh, it's solid. I give it a 7 out of 10. But I wasn't like, oh my God, this is so. I mean, granted, it is definitely better than Spider-Man 3 Venom from that person Eddie Brock. But even then, it's just like, it's an interesting direction. Like, I'm not head over heels for it, but it is still a solid film. And same thing with Carnage. So with that being said, like Nick, I don't have a lot of expectations to what to expect on it.
Yeah.
I am interested in how they're going to interpret Cletus Cassidy, aka Carnage, and what they're going to do with his character. So that part I am looking forward to seeing. But besides that, I don't already have any big expectations.
On my end, I think I'm the only one in this camp that I'm on the opposite side. Like, I have huge expectations for, not in terms of it being good,
which means me and Mizu are gonna enjoy it way more than you.
Yes. Yep. But like, I feel like the fact that Andy Serkis has set the expectation and set the stage really early and straight up, being like, look, this is action packed, 90 minutes long. It's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be straight to the action. You know exactly what you're getting. And don't spoil the end credit scene. Like, they set me up perfectly for this, right? Another thing is the fact that they were so blatant with the fact that, like, yeah, Spider-Man versus Venom is going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And like the fact that they're so secretive with like the end credit scene, don't spoil anything, and like it just reeks of like, okay, crossover is happening between Sony and DC and Marvel at some point. So like I'm very excited to see that. The other thing is I love Venom. Like, I love Venom as an anti-hero. The fact that like I think the relationship that Tom Hardy has built between himself and Venom, like that's what carried the first movie. Like, I love the first movie's relationship between Venom and Eddie. And I want to see that come to a head. And I want to see that come to a head because Venom loves Spider-Man. That's the thing. Like, Venom, like the symbiote's ideal host is Spider-Man, but he's rejected. And that's why Eddie's hatred fused with Venom makes for such a great character, because Venom feels rejected and Eddie feels jealousy. So like that's an amazing fuse that I don't think we've seen. I mean, I think the biggest duality from that we can extrapolate, at least that has been in popular culture recently, is Sukuna and Yuji, right? Those two are diametrically opposed. Being perfectly honest, at least Eddie and Venom have like a common just like daddy issues type feel for being bad. But with that being said, I feel like they can cross this bridge of super mega crossover between two franchises in such a cool way. And Andy Serkis honestly is a great director and a great actor. So hey, my expectations are like at an 85, considering that they moved it up.
Wow.
That's it.
It was a bold play by them for sure. And we'll be breaking it down on next week's episode, which we're really, really excited for. We basically are probably just gonna make, I don't know, we might make a Patreon video out of it. We're not entirely sure yet.
We could get an interview.
We could definitely get an interview about it and chat it up. but we will have to catch you guys then. We're on a bit of a time crunch today, which is totally fine. We got everything we need to talk about done. I will reiterate once again, guys, we have started a Patreon. So if you love the sound of our voices and you want to support us in our full-time creator kind of journey, maybe even one day want to see us do live shows or something like that, that all starts with a Patreon. Us being able to all be full-time and move together and be buddy, maybe even get a studio together, these kinds of things all start, unfortunately, with monetization. So if you guys have it in your heart to listen to the content that we can put out behind the Patreon, $5 a month, and you support our dreams, and we would hugely appreciate that, guys. I've been Nixie Comedy on TikTok, NCHammer23 on Twitch, and on YouTube. YouTube's going crazy, guys. We're posting there 3 times a week, so go ahead and follow that if you're going to follow anything. I mean, that and the Twitch. I don't care if you follow my TikTok, just the Twitch and the YouTube. Jose?
My name is Tropical Joe on most social medias. I'm Tropical Joe on Instagram and TikTok. And Instagram is where you can vote for the polls. First poll, what is the best new gen anime? And second poll is going to be, what episode from the Star Wars Vision show would you like to see a season or a movie made out of? And speaking of Star Wars Visions, we just got breaking news that I'll leave for the stars and for the next episode. The producers of Star Wars Visions told CNET that they would love to do a second season. So we shall leave that to your imagination. Mizu, tell the people where they can find you.
Good Lord, that's dope.
Crazy.
But, you can find me, Mizu Shogun, on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and now Reddit. Come join the Mizu Shogunate.
r/Mizu Shogun?
Yep, r/Mizu dash Shogun.
Gotcha.
Apparently
All
my
right,
name's
guys.
already been taken.
That's crazy. Someone probably took it knowing you would want it one day. Guys, this has been awesome. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week. But until then, kick it to the outro.